Good evening, students. My name is Grace Charlie, and I'll be taking you through teaching of listening and speaking. First, you're going to define listening, and before I define, let me just mention my admission number. That is PED 050084 1991. So, uh, Good evening, class. My name is Charlie Grace, and I'll be taking you through teaching of listening and speaking. Admission BED 050084 2021. First, we're going to define terms, and our first term to define will be listening. What is listening? Listening is an intentional process of extracting meaning from the oral stimuli. Hearing is the perception of auditory stimuli by the human ear, which may not be necessary with understanding. Listening is receptive and active skill that may or may not require response. It, however, intentional with the aim of comprehending what is heard. Speaking is the production of speech sounds, yeah, not only sounds, but speech sounds, or making verbal utterances by human beings in the process of communication. Uh, hmm. Listening, we are going to the next slide. It is the act or instance of uttering words for communication or expression. If not in spoken words, the process of speaking is incomplete without listening. How? How can a person speak without us listening? In the teaching of English language, the teacher of English should have a good understanding of the four basic sounds or phonemes. Yeah. These will help the student to articulate the sounds correctly. By the end of the course, the student should be able to, yeah, for you as a teacher, by the end of the by the end of listening and speaking class, the learners should be able to do what? Those are the objectives. One, recognize, articulate, and use correctly English phonemes, that is vowels and consonants. Again, they should listen with understanding and respond appropriately, verbally or in writing. Listen, that is objective number 3. Listen and respond spontaneously and fluently to conversational prompts. Listen and respond spontaneously and fluently to conversation and prompts. They should also identify and use correct stress, intonation, tonal variation, and rhythm in utterances. And lastly, they should make grammatically correct sentence verbally. Again, they should respond well to both written and verbal questions. They should express one ideas verbally in different situations, and they should present oral report from what is read and everyday experience. From there, we're going to look at the pronunciation, because you can't just speak the way you want to speak for us to hear. You need to pronounce the words you utter well. In pronunciation, it is related to phonetics and phonology. The language teacher should give a detailed information about the consonants such as labial plosives, nasals, and others. Yeah, we know we have many. From there, let's look at the teaching strategies that the teacher should use while teaching listening and speaking. The teacher of English should have knowledge of phonetic scripts to be able to check the pronunciation of particular words, especially the challenging words. This can be done by the use of a dictionary or a phonemic book. While teaching, the students should not be taught pronunciation through phonetic scripts, because they must first of all learn to produce the sounds presented, and when it is mastered, then they can get introduced to phonetic scripts. The teacher can use knowledge of minimal pairs in teaching words that differ with one only phoneme. I guess we all learned, you can remember, I'm very sure you remember what minimal pairs are because we studied it in a previous lesson. Uh-huh. Asking students to listen carefully as you articulate words, then ask them to repeat or write them down. That is another strategy a teacher can use. A teacher can use the knowledge of minimal pairs in teaching in words that differ only with one phoneme. As we conclude, there are other methods like role play. We have use of debates. Debate help students to learn how to speak confidently and how to listen to others because, as we all know, in debates there's always argument. This party is supporting this, the other one is supporting that, and you are all speaking. We have group discussions. Yeah, they also help. I hope you've understood the lesson today. I hope you're going to apply that as you'll be good for your teaching practice. And yeah, I don't think there's anything to repeat. You just have to learn how to write objectives. You need to get objectives before you go to class. Yeah, that's it. Let's meet in the next class. Thank you.